Okay, so we dealt with the horrible griffin monster thing that has probably ruined many people's attempts to play this game because he's bullshit.
According to the commentary, that was totally the case. Apparently, a few of your Something Awful Forum commentators said that, yeah, that was the boss, or they heard that wasn't the boss. So.
It looked like it would be the boss.
Kind of was. But anyway...
He looked like quite a bastard!
But anyway,
the bridge.
You actually only fight him halfway through the dungeon.
Oh.
The second half of the dungeon has completely different enemies and completely different, like, layout and everything.
Huh. Okay.
So our first new opponent in this mountain area is... Shit, which one was this? It was, Alright, the Magic Rock and the Magic Pebbles.
Oh,
okay. Is that their name?
They are actually called Magic Rock and Magic Pebble.
Amazing.
The first thing you'll notice is that they have, like, no health.
But they probably have really high, like, physical defense.
They have insanely high physical defense, yes. They will die in one shot from a wind spell, though. And the Magic Pebbles do nothing. They have no attacks.
What are they there for?
Each Magic Pebble provides a buff to the Magic Rock.
Okay.
But these are early enemies, so you can just kill the rock before it does anything.
Amazing.
I was gonna say before you killed it, it looked like one of those drill towers from Wonderful 101.
Yeah, kinda.
Oh yeah, those things! I actually know what you're talking about.
But the way it works is the left Magic Pebble provides a physical defense boost to the rock. The right Pebble gives a magic defense boost. If there is a third Pebble, it will provide an ability called Ground Mine, which causes any attacks you do to the Magic Rock to hit you back with a weakened ground spell.
Okay.
Oh.
Seems to be all kind of for moot though when you can just one-shot the rock with Jansen.
Yeah,
well,
they're pretty much there to just kind of show you the enemy type.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I imagine that was mostly there to be like, hey, you need to use weaknesses sometimes.
Right. Those novice earrings I just picked up, they give a skill that allows you to learn level 1 white and black magic as one skill slot.
Okay.
50.
But I imagine you don't get as much out of it as you would from the individual skills.
No, you do. It's just convenient to save it to one skill slot.
Okay.
And we got another new enemy here, since I didn't cut this.
Obviously.
It is the Big Owl.
What?
Oh, it's cute!
It is the highest health enemy in this area with 550. It's weak to fire. It's got a gimmick. Normally it casts the wind spell. If you hit it with fire, it becomes angry and will double cast wind.
Of course.
So you have to know when to cast fire.
Or you just kill it in one round.
Which it
Big Owl is angry!
That makes me feel angry.
But see, Jansen can do 400 out of its 550 in one shot, so it's not really an issue.
Yeah.
I think it also helps that you're, like, a bit over-leveled.
I am a bit over-leveled, because you kind of have to be to not get your shit stomped by Grogan.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think if you know the boss beforehand, you don't necessarily have to be over-leveled, but it'll most certainly help.
Yeah, it definitely helps, because it means you won't get completely fucked over if he uses Downburst.
Do you guys like push puzzles?
Oh, joy.
Slow push puzzles!
There are no actual push puzzles. All the pushing is done purely to get the minecart out of the way.
Thank goodness.
At least you don't have to get 3 gold nuggets for some pissed-off miner. For those of you who played the cave, you probably found that hysterical and/or traumatizing. I'm not sorry.
Good job.
I never played the cave.
I didn't either.
Neither did I.
Fun the first time, not so fun the 8th time.
Well, that's kind of your fault now, isn't it?
I had to get all the endings. Don't judge me.
I will judge you.
Aren't there only 7 characters?
And there are 2 endings for both of them.
Okay. Never mind me then.
And technically 8 because one of the characters is twins, so yeah.
Yeah.
Loopholes.
Anyway,
So, yeah,
this actually looks like a pretty cool mine.
Yeah, the second half of the mountains is actually the decommissioned mine.
It's pretty decent.
It's not even like... Yeah, also, climbing down ladders is kind of finicky sometimes, because, like everything else in this game, anything world map movement related is kind of weird.
Hit detection? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Ram those boxes.
I
Watch
can't
them go
tell if those are,
flying.
I can't tell if those are boxes or rocks or what, but they move like styrofoam.
Yeah.
They actually are styrofoam cubes left there by the stunt team.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, but Grilgan also dropped a slot seat too. That's 2 of them I can use right there.
Yay!
Super
Well,
handy.
If you want to take the time to try and steal from Grilgan, you will steal a slot seed, but it also means you won't drop it. So you
Well,
can't.
that means because you got the slot seed that he would have dropped anyway.
Yeah, but in a lot of cases, enemies in this do not have 2 separate drop and steal pools. Stealing from them is just kind of a way to get the item for sure.
I mean, that makes sense.
It does.
Well, I know some games like to hide like special things in the steal.
Well, then you have Final Fantasy IX, where the enemies have a massive steal pool and a drop pool sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And every boss has 3 drop items, and I left this in because I was somewhat amused at myself, because I got really confused as to where a thing I thought was here was, but it's actually further down.
Good job.
It's a really important thing to get.
Is it the plot?
No, it's another spell.
Oh.
Oh.
And
Is it a
you
good
kinda-
spell?
It's the basic water spell,
Oh, okay.
which is kind of important.
That is.
I mean, if you want to complete the elemental cycle, you would want
If you
it.
want to be able to hurt fire enemies,
Which
That's
you
the
usually
idea.
do.
you usually do.
Das is important.
And doing this part made me realize how much I miss being able to slide down ladders.
You mean like in shit like Dark Souls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say, Metal Gear Solid 3.
Well, see, that was thematic.
And
No.
a joke.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but that is still the longest ladder I can think of.
So,
Bloodborne had a set of ladders almost as long, but you could climb up ladders faster in Bloodborne.
so we do have one new enemy here, the Mad Sarbella, which is in the back row despite being a melee enemy.
It looks pretty mad. It looks pretty Sarbella.
An interesting thing is that there's an enemy in this area just called a Sarbella. It is exactly the same, but has like 20 less health.
Huh. I guess its anger gives it a little more durability.
The big thing is that they just kind of hit relatively hard for a basic enemy.
Oh hey, I also noticed
Okay.
that these Venus flytraps also have appropriate names now. They're not cliffhangers, they're man-eaters.
Oh, you're right, they are slightly different ones, aren't they?
Yes!
I didn't even notice that.
Better ones.
They look exactly the same.
No, they're a darker green. Meanwhile, cliffhangers are like a greenish yellow?
They were more green. Whereas those are more or less green.
More or less green. Alright.
More or less green. That sounds right.
The
I think
important-
that's right.
The important thing to know with the man-eaters is, watch out, boy, they'll chew you up.
And I did that to show something. These things cannot be put to sleep, and it will.
Because they're mad.
Well, yeah, and it'll cause these sleep spells to just outright miss. Because, like I mentioned a little while back, if they're vulnerable to an ailment, it will always work.
Right.
Also, they have a really amusing getting hit animation because they go flying backwards.
Whoa!
He can't take this pain!
Whoa!
I also did. They are a fire element enemy, and I wanted to point out that using the element, like using fire on a fire element enemy, does not necessarily mean that they will resist it.
Okay.
Right, you already explained it kind of went in a cycle, so it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even the cycle would indicate that,
It's just you would think using fire on a fire element thing wouldn't work.
now using a spell that they are strong against, like using water on an earth element enemy wouldn't work as well, right?
I don't think there actually is such a thing as just elemental resistances in this.
Well,
Honestly,
that just seems kind of weird.
It's just a cycle.
it's just a cycle, as far as I can tell. There are certain enemies that just are immune to elements in general. Like they're just immune to elemental magic.
Okay. That's weird.
It is.
It's rather
Okay.
strange.
Thrilling puzzle mechanics here.
I just like the way this thing drops.
Physics.
Just doink.
physics.
We hadn't quite figured it out at the time.
And
I
that
don't
actually
remember
is the
physics.
That is actually the end of the area.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
Ah,
So what's
we are-
after this?
What's after
Hooray.
this is me realizing that I missed not one, not two, but 3 dreams back in the city. Luckily, you can just go back to the city. You don't have to backtrack across the mountain range.
It's pretty good.
That is good.
And I'm just gonna cut through and show where they are. There's not gonna be any, like, running around and stuff.
I can just imagine as you travel over the world map, Jansen lightly complaining there and asking for foot massages.
My feet really don't stink, I swear!
But the first one is this girl and her father sitting on the bench at the monorail station.
I remember being a dad.
That's not inaccurate.
He totally remembers being a dad. Those memories aren't very happy.
Are any of Kind's memories very happy?
Some of them are fine. Not all of them involve people dying.
Oh,
Just most
okay.
of them.
Just the vast majority.
Like the ones
Say
you posted
goodnight.
so far.
The first 2 are, frankly, pretty sad.
Yeah.
The next 2 are actually in the tavern where we talked to the guy sitting at the bar. He's no longer at the bar. Instead, it's actually some people up top, but I couldn't remember that at the time, so I just kind of talked to people for a second. You'll notice that one of Jansen's lady friends is pacing around in this bar.
Or someone
So
who
she
looks
is.
like
Oh,
her.
so she is!
Hi, Sarah. Bye, Sarah.
It's also worth noting that those 2 guys I just talked to, one thinks Gongora killed the king, the other one thinks the chairman killed the king.
I wonder who's right.
But yeah, these dudes sitting at the table are the trigger for the next dream.
I remember drinking with my wife.
Please don't add my child to that one. That would get weird.
He already did that, though. The last time drinking got mentioned, he already added that.
Oh,
did.
yeah. Well. Short-term memory. Eh.
Oh wait,
Naturally.
I forgot. I didn't loot these pots earlier.
Shame on you!
I like to think that an aqua bomb is just a water balloon.
It probably is! A high-impact water balloon, but a water balloon nevertheless.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye, Sarah.
Anyway. You leave, you come back in, talk to the barkeep again because I can, but then you talk to the guy sitting over here at the bar and you get a 3rd dream. There are 3 dreams you can get inside this bar, and you have to
I
leave and
remember the-
re-enter between each one.
I remember being pickled.
I tasted delicious!
It was a delightful salty mixture.
Wouldn't it be more like sour?
No, pickles
No, it's a
have salt.
brine. It's a
always thought-
brine.
I always thought
Brine is-
vinegar and stuff was more sour.
No, it's a brine. A brine is salt water.
Alright. Anyway, I also want to point out, in this room, I missed a minor side quest at the very beginning that actually will make Grilgan easier.
Oh no! What was it?
That dude that you can barely see off to the right mentions that a soldier lost his helmet. If you find the helmet and bring it back, he gives you a accessory that allows you to learn the anti-poison skill.
Oh. Well, good job.
That would have made your life a lot easier.
Also,
Now-
I don't know if you noticed, but there's a magic taxi parked out at the gate now.
Oh,
I sort of saw that as you were coming in.
You can actually ride
Magic
those
taxi.
around town.
now are you completely hosed on that side quest, or can you get that?
I cannot do that side quest anymore, but the reward can actually be bought.
Okay.
There you
It's
go.
just a way to get it early. In fact, the reward can be bought here,
Well, okay.
right after you fight Grilgan.
Who are you?
No one's contacted you. We're investigators sent by the council. I'm Seth. He's Kime. You can just ignore the other one.
Hey. Oh, our communications have been jammed. That magic engine is malfunctioning again. Magic energy has been leaking everywhere nonstop.
I knew it was out of control. Didn't it bring down the meteor again?
Ugh, meteor? What are you talking about? We tried our best. We've evacuated this site, but we did everything possible to get a control valve in place to stop the flow. 3 days ago, the runoff was unbelievable.
And that's when that happened.
So anyway, you just kind of get free reign to wander around this construction base. There's only really 2 things of importance here.
Is one of them a dream?
No.
Oh.
One of them is these guys over here. Once you talk to them, they'll start patrolling. If they see you inside the middle area, they'll kick you out.
Stealth.
Oh boy!
The trick is you want to run up, and you want to try and get them to both be patrolling in the same direction at the same time. But really, the nice thing is that you have to move these 2 crates so you can get to that ladder, because they're actually blocking the path to it. If you get caught moving them, and they throw you out, it won't reset the crates, so you get as many tries as you need to do them.
Good job.
He just
Didn't care. He just didn't care.
He didn't give a fuck!
I wasn't
Because you weren't in
technically-
the middle!
I wasn't technically in there anymore. But what you want to do is you want to talk to this guy while he's waiting here to slow down his patrol. To kind of get them to be going at the same rate.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there's this armored asshole poking around, but I get paid minimum wage. I don't care.
And then you just go zoom, right to the box. You go so fast.
And then I promptly get caught.
Whoops.
But, like I said, it doesn't reset the boxes, which makes getting back in there much easier.
Good stuff.
So yeah, the trick is once you get the boxes moved, you talk to one, you talk to the other, you immediately run up and talk to the first one again, and that'll put them basically in sync with each other.
You must synchronize their watches.
Yeah, pretty much.
We must construct additional guards.
Yeah, see, they're walking at almost the exact same rate now.
Now you can zoom.
And there's a poster there that I don't pull because it's frankly kind of a trap that makes you get caught again. But really, really want to do this.
Oh.
Because this gets you access to their storehouse.
Of course.
Boy!
There are a few useful items in here.
That turntail shoe?
Turntail
assume-
shoes, yes.
I assume those help you escape battle.
They give you an ability that allows you to escape without fail.
Of course.
Neat.
Also, I like how that guy's like, you think we're selling this illegally? Well, yeah, we kind of are. But the important thing is that this guy sells weapon upgrades.
Nice.
Woo!
So you can grab 2 of the lightweight sabers for your 2 melee people and a Saint Rod for Jansen.
Yeah.
Also,
There's an approach.
there's the antidote brooch.
That is a stupid name! Why am I not surprised it's stupid?
They also sell some ring crafting materials, which are nice to have.
Those are nice.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have a few on hand.
Well, especially because getting new materials unlocks new recipes, so...
And there's
This
magic.
is the big one, though. They sell the defense and magic defense buffs.
Oh.
They also sell the aqua and ground spells if you missed them in the mountains.
Can't you just go back to the mountains and get them anyway?
You can, but if you're lazy or didn't realize you missed them, they're there for purchase.
That's fair.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And then it spits you out in this room, which you can just walk into this room from the front door, but these crates are blocking the way, and you can't get into the storehouse.
Right.
That makes sense.
But coming from this direction, you can move the crates out of the way, as soon as collision detection allows me to do so.
It'll allow you to do it eventually.
I like how this is called the engineer's restroom room, but it looks like it's just a... Oh wait, never mind, there's the beds. Okay.
In fact, if you talk to this guy, he'll even comment on the fact that you moved the boxes. But yeah, you can rest in here if you need to. Or if you just want to, like, review some of the dreams or whatever.
And you got poison!
Yep, that is the poison spell.
Now you can poison.
Also, I don't know if you... Since we were talking about stuff, I don't know if you really paid attention to the engineer's dialogue when we first got here. But the way they talk about Grandstaff makes it very clear that Grandstaff is basically the magic equivalent of a nuclear power plant.
Oh.
Kind of figured that much.
Because he even refers to like the magic stuff coming out of it as runoff.
Oh. Magic runoff!
Anger ring!
You can't go here, kid. There's too much magic waste. You won't get any magic powers, just magic tumors.
All I'll say right now, if magic staff happens to be 3 miles across, get the fuck out of there.
It's not. But yeah, the anger ring is basically just an increased crit chance ring. The osmosis ring allows you to absorb MP by hitting stuff.
Which would be really good for a guy like Jansen, who needs a lot of MP.
Well, except that it's based off of the damage you do.
Oh.
The physical
So,
damage.
never
you do, I mean.
mind.
I
So
imagine.
the best thing to put on mages in a lot of cases is a status effect ring.
That makes sense. It makes their physical attacks worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you can't do a good spell cast or something, you can have Jansen smack them for poison.
Of course.
How many separate files do you have anyway? 5?
I've got quite a few saves.
Good man.
Because you never know when you might
The
mess
game-
something up.
The game offers 20 save slots, I believe. So I just keep separate saves just in case I gotta adjust something.
That's what
This
you
room
do.
has absolutely no purpose other than a little bit of background lore.
Kym, are you so... Okay. I thought he was reaching in there and stealing something.
But yeah, this basically just tells you what Grandstaff is.
It is a nuclear power plant
Project
of magic.
The greatest sorcerer in Urin history. This was probably written by Gongora.
They also mentioned that it's causing mutations in the animals around it.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
So yeah, Grandstaff is straight up a leaking nuclear reactor.
It is a leaking grand staff.
And hypercurrents are something that will not become relevant until Disc 2.
Of course.
Oh.
You
But it's
can-
nice to have this
foreshadowing.
information beforehand.
Well, you can see them on the world map. There's the areas in the ocean that are lighter colored, they're like white. Those are the hypercurrents.
Oh.
You cannot
Oh.
cross them with normal vehicles. And yes, we will eventually get a boat.
Yeah! Boat!
I'm on a boat!
But yeah, that's basically just kind of a little globe to be like, hey look, some lore.
So all I got out
love
of that
lore.
flavor text is that there's some Cal OSHA violations going on in this shit.
Magic OSHA does not exist.